Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the C&D podcast. This is episode 26, and as always, I'm joined with my co-host Danny.
Hello.
And this week, we are joined with a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Phoebe.
Hello.
Phoebe is a friend of the channel, and you may have heard me reference her, and Danny. I think Danny's mentioned her a few times in other episodes. But today, we are going to be going over the latest episode of Doctor Who. It came out last night for us, but obviously for you guys, it will be a week away.
I don't know when it comes out because Disney Plus, isn't it a day later or something?
Possibly. I don't actually know.
You've got international listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do okay in Germany.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to be going over our thoughts on how we felt about episode 1 of season 2 of the new Doctor Who with Ncuti Gatwa.
Yeah, the new Doctor.
The new Doctor, yeah. But I've just finished watching it about 25 to 30 minutes ago. These guys watched it last night. So let's just dive in.
Yeah.
This is where the little jingle plays.
So, what's her name again? It's Belinda. I keep forgetting her name. That's so terrible. It's
Belinda.
It's like Rick and Morty. They mentioned it like 100 times through the episode, and I can't.
Yeah, the whole planet is her
Yeah.
name, but you can't remember.
I can't remember it. No.
Yeah, Belinda's robots, Belinda 1, Belinda 12, but no, her name's Margaret.
Belinda Bombs.
No.
Yeah.
Belinda Bombs. I had to watch that again. I was like, did they just call that Belinda Bomb? Yeah, no. So essentially, the premise of the episode is, well, it starts off they're just kind of like on a bench. It's her and the guy who is definitely called David.
Hello.
Is it David?
Is Alan?
It's Alan.
Fuck, it is because yeah, no, okay, yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
I thought that you were joking then.
No,
David.
I don't. I just finished watching it. I couldn't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Alan.
So it's Alan. So Alan is. He gives her kind of like a. It's one of those certificates you get like one of kind of when you want to adopt a star, you get like a certificate saying you own this star, but it's kind of like a star certificate, I think it's called. And are they dating? I think they were, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of.
And he's all like, I got you this.
Yeah.
I named this star after you for your birthday. And now whenever you see it, you'll be like, oh, that's my star.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. And then he really awkwardly kisses her.
Yeah, and he calls her Miss Chandler as well, or Miss Belinda, and then puts that in the star's name as well.
Well, I think that's it might have been just like when you go on a website and your enter name is like Mr. or /Mrs. Whatever, and then it's I think it's kind of might have been the website's fault there. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe actually.
But then we kind of cut forward, and I must have missed it because there was no. I don't think there was any thing like 16 years later or something like that. Was there? Because I don't think there was.
There definitely was.
It was at the start. I think it just said 13 years prior or something.
Oh, maybe it said like 17 years ago, and then it kind of just...
And then it went to present day. All right. So we moved to present day. And...
Yeah. 16 years later from that incident.
Robots broke into her house.
Yeah, no, I think she's actually... We catch up with her and she's a doctor. Oh, well, sorry, no. Well,
No.
is she?
Oh, of course, yeah. Sorry,
the same thing now, isn't she?
I've forgotten that. Yeah. No.
To be honest with
isn't
you,
the same thing.
I just want to point something out. Let's be honest. The nurses deal with a lot of stuff. So I genuinely think that sometimes the nurses know better than doctors.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to like the degree.
Qualifications, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. We catch up back with her, doing her like daily kind of things, and we see the doctor. He's trying to look for her. We don't. It's him. I mean, we kind of know it's for her, but he's failing miserably and keeps on missing her because she keeps on like dipping out of the room and when he's going past and stuff like that.
No, because the actress has been in the previous episode, and I thought that was where the plot was going. I thought, he's just trying to, he's like spotted her and gone, oh, that's weird, and then tried to find her. But it isn't until later that then he goes, oh, that's weird, like halfway through the episode.
Like he did with Clara after she was the Dalek. Yeah.
Or shit. Is it Gwen from Torchwood? What's her name?
I don't think she was repeated, was she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was in like season 2 or something.
In The Unquiet Dead in series 1.
Yeah.
Episode. What episode was that? Like 2, and then like no, it was episode 3 probably. And then like later on, she's working with Torchwood or whatever, and it's like, oh, are you related to this?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember.
So yeah, it's not the first time it's happened, but
no, it happens all the time.
It was the fact that it was brought up as a plot point, and then it was very quickly just like he was like, oh well, never mind. And you know,
I think it's gonna come back in later.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna become part of the actual plot, but you never know.
Yeah, they actually had a flashback this time, so
yeah.
But yeah, so I thought that's why he was following her, but I'm guessing he was just following her because the robots were after her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who told him about her? Because I don't think that's really brought up, is it?
No, a lot of this episode's
I
quite
think
rushed.
they're leaving.
Yeah.
I think they're leaving it until later. I think they're trying to create some questions for us as the audience.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Carry on.
I was just going to say, it's just introducing her as a character, and you don't want to give too much away too soon. So.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
You don't want to show your hand too quickly, because then audiences will just kind of not be interested. Like, oh, that's what's going to happen. Cool. Next. EastEnders is on. Lovely. Like, yeah.
I hope it isn't like with last season. It was all this mystery about what's her name? The
Clara?
Not Clara.
Ruby Snow. Ruby Snow.
Yeah,
Ruby.
it was all this like it was all this like mystery behind her, and the whole mystery was that there was a mystery, and it was very like, really, Russell, come on.
Well, no, the mystery was that she was the old lady.
What?
No, she wasn't.
She was.
No.
What old lady? You said
Ruby was the old lady that was following her. That was always 32 feet behind her.
Oh yeah, in that one episode.
Yeah.
Was that just the one episode? I thought it was the full season.
No, that was just the one episode.
Oh god,
The end of the
I'm
plot,
really.
it was like,
I can't remember anything.
That episode was like never brought up again as well, ever, which is really weird.
it was a good episode.
It was so good.
I
Yeah.
like that one.
Yeah.
It was a great episode. Yeah, the Prime Minister, the worst one I've ever had. One of us could outlist a cabbage, but we won't go into that. So the Doctor does try and get her, but ultimately he is too late. We end up back at her house. She lives with 2 people. Not really relevant after that, but anyway. And then next thing we know, there's a massive rocket ship outside her front door.
Well, back door. It's in the garden.
Back door, thank you. And
Not
they are not there for car insurance. They're there for her. Yeah, so the rocket ship kind of lands in the back garden.
Yeah.
And like I said, I swear we've seen that rocket ship before. I remember that kind of. It might have been the episode where Tennant comes back, and he has that wheelchair interaction with the lady, because there's a very similar structure.
Well, in the Confidential, they were like saying how it's based off like 1950s space designs, so it might just be like familiar.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anniversary.
I think there's a rocket ship. No, in Back to the Future, there's an episode where I think when they go back the first time, it's like when they go into like a cafe, and it's like a futuristic one, and it might have a rocket ship on the top of it that kind of looks like the same. So I might be confusing my time travel shows here, but
might be
it
might be Pizza Planet.
Yeah, probably. Oh my god, it might be.
Yeah.
It might be Toy Story's Pizza Planet.
It might be.
But yeah, so the Doctor, a little bit too late. They hold out the kind of certificate that Alan gave Belinda, and they kind of demand that she comes with them, and then they shoot a cat because she said, "What if she doesn't?" So a poor cat gets killed.
Yeah. Just becomes like a skeleton and then dust.
I genuinely thought that looked a bit too much like the Dalek ray. Colour that blue.
I think that was intentional.
Really?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I mean, it's Russell running the series again, and I think he wanted a similar effect, but I think it didn't look as good.
No.
Yeah, it looks,
I think you're right.
Yeah, a bit weird. Especially when they died and they just like froze and then became bone. That was a bit.
That's similar to the Dalek shots, the blasts, though.
Yeah, the whole skeleton. Yeah.
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 They're still like moving though, aren't they? When they're like becoming a skeleton.
No, they move, and then they just kind of like when they get shot, it's like like that. They're like, and then
frozen.
they kind of get stuck in the frozen thing. Yeah, but,
No, maybe then,
but yeah. And it's like a blue kind of electrocution hue around them. But I thought, what was your guys' thoughts on the robots?
They were right.
I thought they were right.
I didn't
Yeah.
really have an opinion about them, if I'm honest. They seemed like robots.
They seemed kind of like at the start they were kind of like the main character, and then as we go into the episode, you'll see why I kind of feel like they were kind of a bit wasted.
I like that the faces changed, but it reminded me of that episode with
the emoji robots. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't remember. Was that?
That's Gatwa.
Was that Peter Capaldi?
No, that's Shooty Gatwa. I swear.
No.
Wait, which one are you on about?
He was with Ruby.
There was also the one with Matt Smith where you had the robots that changed from happy to sad.
Oh, you did, yeah.
I'm
referencing the one where they went on that world, like where everything was like social media and the blonde chick.
Yeah.
Oh,
what,
yeah,
the
no, yeah, not that one. No. Yeah, you're not Bubble. No, there was one where like they do like I don't know. I can't remember if they just like their heads do a 180 and then they become a different emoji.
I think Phoebe is right then. I think it is Matt Smith era.
Matt Smith then. I was thinking.
I remember.
I don't know. I don't know Peter Capaldi as much.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. I
They
know.
probably
I
done
think
it loads of times.
But yeah, it reminded me of that with just the rotating head.
They're a white robot, aren't they? Yeah, I know what you mean now. Yeah, they're kind of like they got little arms and what. Yeah, no, I'm with you. But yeah, no, I thought they were pretty cool. I thought
in the Confidential they were actually 3D printed, which I thought was really cool.
Really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
and like you see all the sections and they actually built them up together and printed them out.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been. I thought it'd been anatomic. Like I thought there'd be somebody in there.
Yeah, someone in there. Yeah. But the parts are 3D printed.
Oh, okay. That one must be. That would have been rubbish trying to do damage and not damage the suit where you're ripping off a door frame.
Yeah. Didn't they say they made 8 of them? I think was it 8 or 4?
No, they made 4.
That's 4. Yeah.
I'd love to get one of them. Anyway, find the plans online somewhere.
Just to be in it or just to have it?
Just to have it. I think it'd be something a bit of cool memorabilia.
Yeah. I think if they come back, maybe.
Yeah.
I think they were fairly like intimidating for a. I suppose in this case they are the villain of sorts because they had that coldness to them of like this is a robot, but also they were quite tall. So you got the sense like you would feel a bit like, oh, okay, just go along with it because yeah.
Ultimately, they were just as screwed as everyone else. But yeah, no, they kind of whisk her away, and the Doctor's a little bit too late. And then, it's really annoying. I need to know who was that old woman.
You forgot about the old neighbour woman. Yeah.
Oh, Anita Dobson.
I just said it.
Yeah, breaks the fourth wall. Yeah, sorry.
That's the only. I had a notepad while watching it. The only question I wrote down was, "Who is the woman?" ! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! It just annoys me. I need to know. Like she's been 3 No, more than 3 episodes now. Like 6, I want to say.
She was in the entire last season, I think.
Yeah, I think she's been like
she's in every
snuck in
episode.
every episode.
Yeah.
It's really annoying me.
Like even as just an extra or just as a like non-speaking role, she's been there.
Yeah.
I did see
Maybe in the
online
10
about...
episodes as well.
No. Well, oh yeah, was she in the special? What, the 60th?
Yeah,
think she was.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, the 60th special. I think that's when she got introduced. But obviously
It just
Russell
annoys
keeps
me.
being like, oh yeah, it'll be revealed at some point. No.
Of course it is. It's the
I'll
best
just
way
be
to
a
keep
bit
the viewers
annoyed.
up.
I'm hoping it's like not the Master or something. Cause
I was just about to say that.
it's always the Master.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's got to be someone like that. It's either the Master or maybe like another version of the Trickster. Got to be something.
Yeah.
Just annoying me.
And also that the Doctor can notice Belinda is another character, but not her. I'm guessing
Has he ever ran into her though? Because she hid when he was there. She legged it.
Yeah, that's true.
So I feel like if he did ever see her, he'd recognize her. To the point where it wouldn't be like, for instance, when we had the Master as the old guy, and he used his chameleon circuit the watch to transfer back. He didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know. It's just a weird one.
Yeah.
But then we get whisked away. We go through space. There's a little bit of a interference with things. We don't quite know what it is yet in the episode. So we carry on. We land on the Belinda 1, I think they called it.
I think it's just Belinda Chandler.
Yeah, I think it's
Planet.
Belinda Chandler 1 because
is it? Okay.
the star is called Miss Belinda Chandler, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the planets are like 1, 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Whatever. I think you're right.
Okay. So she steps off the spacecraft and she meets a lady. Can't remember her name for the life of me.
Sasha 55.
Sasha 55, that was it. And she kind of gets introduced to the world, and there's a little bit of a moment where the Sasha 55 kind of breaks her character, I guess you could say, and kind of asks Belinda for help.
Yeah.
That was a kind of first instance that something was not quite right.
And that wasn't even using the ninth word thing, was it? She just kind of whispered it.
Yeah, so it's either the robots don't have great hearing,
yeah,
or they're dumb.
So I don't know what that was about, but yeah.
Yeah, all she did was kind of say "help us," though. I don't know. I might have to like rewatch it and check how many words she said before that.
Yeah, because
help us is
every
still 2
ninth
words.
word. It's discovered the robots couldn't understand it.
Yeah, I thought it was quite smart, but then like when it got, I'm getting ahead of myself in the episode, but yeah, when it was like played back, it was a bit like, oh, okay. It was just like when the Doctor was quite obviously doing it, it was like, oh, okay, you can kind of catch on, but then when it was just like almost spelled out for you at the end, it was a bit like, it felt a bit.
I think you got to remember there's a multitude of different people watching it though, like, and not everyone is going to catch on. So
and it is still a very popular kids show as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. I think you kind of do have to spell things out for people who don't quite catch it the first time.
No. So anyway, I was getting ahead of myself. We haven't met the Doctor yet.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, but the Doctor's already there.
But the audience. Belinda hasn't yet.
Oh, I know what you're on about. Okay. So she gets taken to kind of her Alice, because again, I forgot to mention, they kind of say that she's the queen. I think it's either on the ship or just before they take her. It's like, Queen Belinda, you were to come with us or whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think anyone would be hella confused. She's got work at 7:30. She's busy, but not a queen.
I still don't know why they took her, because when she does arrive, like, obviously things have changed since the original picking up. Because they're like, oh, now you have to get married. But like on the original pickup, she wouldn't. They didn't know that because the time thing hadn't happened.
No, they would know that.
Would they?
Oh wait, would they know that?
Because she said I'll go pick him up, and then the time thing happened, so they obviously went to go do that. So when she did actually arrive, then she was getting married to Al.
No, see, the time fracture must have already been there because they were on the way to get her.
Yeah.
So the time fracture, I think they actually mentioned this in the episode. The time fracture was billions and billions of years old because of the certificate. But then you might be right. How would they know about the certificate if she didn't say that he was the what? Hang on a minute. This might be a plot hole.
I don't know. Because like obviously when she gets there, they're like, oh, here you are. Now you have to get married, and like that's fair enough. That's a fair enough plot. But Alan wouldn't.
Why are they there in the
there.
first place? Yeah.
Alan wouldn't have got there had the
if she didn't say Alan, go get him.
Yeah, it's his fault. Yeah.
I think we've just discovered a plot.
I don't know.
Phoebe, have we missed anything you can pick up on?
I don't know. Unless they were going to get her for a different reason, like just to try and take over a bit more. But it is all a bit confusing because of the whole time jumping.
Because they were living in harmony before Alan arrived.
Yeah, they were.
So there was no reason for them to pick her up.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Come on, Russell, you're better than that, buddy.
I think now. That's got my head working. Hang on.
I mean, fair enough if they just want to take her, but then it's never like there's no other reason given.
But they went specifically searching for her, and then one of them went to get the certificate. So they went there to get her and the certificate. But hold on, right? Hang on. So
yeah, why did they?
Monsters go. Yeah, hold on. Monsters go back in time to get her, but she then gets taken through the time thing. But they wouldn't know they're there to get her unless she goes through the time thing first to begin with. So why are they there originally? Because she's the one that said, I'd go back and get Alan. And then when they went back to get Alan, in the past, 16 years prior, he was gaming away. They burst in. They take him all the way to the planet. He does what he does, but I won't spoil it. But that wouldn't have all happened if they didn't go there the first time. But they've got no reason to go there the first time because the first thing didn't happen. What? That's what?
Yeah. We might have to rewatch it, but I think there's some questions.
There's no reason for them to go there. It cancels itself out.
Yeah.
I'm really confused.
I don't understand how Alan got the certificate as well. Unless this was before he gave it to her. So unless he just had it and then they took him before him passing it.
What do you mean? They explained that the certificate had jumped back in time.
Okay.
So
yeah, but why has he got a copy though?
Because he's got a copy of the one that she bought there.
Oh,
but
so she left it on
there
the
was
ship.
no reasons. Yeah, but there was no reason for them to go and get her in the first place. For him to have a copy, they would have needed to bring her. But if she was never there, he would never get a copy. I.e., there was no reason for her to go get her in the first place.
I feel like she was on the way there, so that the copy was like on the ship or whatever. And then when they went back to get him, they still had that copy.
Oh yeah.
So it's the same copy that she bought on the ship, but because of the time warp, the copy itself has now gone travel through time as well.
Yeah, it's all jumping around.
But yeah, you're right. There's still no reason for them to pick her up in the first place. But the copy that he has is the one that's been on the planet since he's been taken.
Interesting. That's going to annoy me. Anyway, moving swiftly on. We then meet the Doctor again. Catch up with him. He's been on the planet for this point for 6 months. We see him in a lineup of staff. And he is now the historian. So his job is to basically observe things and to note it down for history. He gets to talking to Belinda in like an official manner. The aliens all around, or the robots, sorry. And then it's discovered that every 9th word, the robots can't understand it. So he kind of communicates a message to Belinda. Something along the lines of, be careful about the robots, there's revolution. And then she finally catches on and is able to communicate back with him. She asks him when. And then it all kicks off. He says now, and every other kind of staff or royal servant, whatever you want to call it, kind of pulls out guns. There's a massive shootout. And during the escape, we actually learn that the Doctor was planning to take another person as his companion for a little bit, but she gets shot.
Yeah.
And dies.
I feel like, I mean, this episode, like, I feel like it should have been a 2-parter with, like, Shooty being in, like, the 6-month period. Kind of like the Christmas episode, you know, where he, like, goes away and, like, has a companion, basically, and lives there.
Yeah.
I feel like it should have been like that. Like, we should have seen it from his point of view, and that could have been a double episode then.
No, I don't like double episodes. I don't like waiting.
I just feel like the story could have been, like...
I know what you mean. I do agree with you.
It was very rushed. And later, when the lady dies, it's like, oh, so sad, but like no one cares. Like, I mean, obviously, you know what I mean?
You're on about introducing her into the story so we feel more bad for her.
Yeah. I feel like there's been 6 months of him integrating himself into this community. Like, that should have
kind of like when he slept at the hotel for that year while waiting for the music. No, it wasn't the music one, was it? It was the other one. To kind of come around again.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly that, yeah.
Continental Hotel.
I know that was only literally the last episode, but I feel like that should have been, yeah. I feel like him integrating himself.
What did you say, Phoebe?
I was just going to say, unless they decided that that wouldn't be interesting enough, because...
I love it when he's in one place for ages. So yeah, it's kind of like the Ponds, really. You know, he spent that year with the Ponds waiting for that black box to kind of do anything. I kind of liked him.
Setup. That was one way.
It really was.
And then it was shit.
Yeah, he was painting the fences and doing all that, and he just got bored.
Yeah,
wait, wasn't it like an hour he'd been there, and he's like, nope, can't do it.
That was such a good episode, and then it just like it was like last 5 minutes, it was like, oh, I'm about to wave my wand, and it was all done, and I was like, oh, what a plot.
I can't remember what the villains were for that one.
It was just the box, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't think it was. I think
it
they
went up on a
started to
spaceship or
move.
something. Yeah, they all did different things.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they did. They did something. They were collecting something.
But yeah, they were really cool, and that was such a good plot. And then it was like, oh well, it's all over now. That should have been a two-part.
Do a daily vlog on it.
Yeah.
Well, so funny. Day number 12. Fox, no movement. But yeah, no. I kind of like the. I would have liked. I think I. You know what? I was skeptical at first about it being a 2-parter, but I like the idea of him spending his time just doing nothing for a change. I'd love an episode where he's just a normal human. Like maybe something happens to him, and he has to go to a 9-to-5 job just to do it. Like, he did that. He did that once. He covered in for Craig, didn't he? On the episode with James Corden, and he was really good at it. Yeah. But no, I like the episodes where he's not doing anything. And I know that sounds weird because it's a very much an adventure show, but
I just feel like I feel like we're missing half the story a little bit.
Yeah.
And I
You
feel
know,
like her
next
death would
week
have
we
meant
might
a lot
figure it
more.
all out.
The only thing I will say is if they'd created an emotional attachment to that character, then we wouldn't feel like Belinda could be the next companion.
Yeah.
So they've probably done it tactically.
And she wouldn't have been
to
in
be
half the
like,
episodes.
You don't really care. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good in a way we're getting to know Belinda rather than this other
Sarah.
woman.
Sasha. That was actually renamed. Yeah, no, yeah. You wouldn't think I just watched it an hour ago, would you? No.
No.
But you know, I like where you're coming out there, Phoebe. So we get to kind of like the crux of the situation. Her task there, or the reason she's been brought there, is to marry an AI. Now, this AI has kind of corrupted the robots, because they used to be at peace, but he's kind of corrupted them and turned them against people. So there's a rebellion. She gets taken to safety, and then she does the stupidest thing ever, and allows the robots to kind of come and find her because she feels guilty.
Yeah.
I see. If I was Belinda, right, I'm taking one of those blankets. I'm not gonna lie. I'm taking one of them with me.
Not just for work.
Yeah. Like, imagine she'd getting like chief medical professor of like in no
I
time.
don't reckon the doctor would let that happen. I don't reckon he'd let her walk away with alien tech.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. But they're really cool though.
I didn't see it as stupid. I think it was more stupid that she didn't say anything to anyone. Like, if
And
she
she didn't
said,
like leave.
Look, let's...
Like, if she left and then was like, "Oh, come and get me," then fine. But the fact is, she just let them all get ambushed. Like,
yeah, it was very much. It was selfish because I was thinking, I was like, well, what if they come and just shoot everyone?
Yeah.
Like, she's hella lucky that they didn't.
Yeah.
She's so lucky they didn't, because literally, if you think about it, they've just got into a firefight with the same people that they're now going into an unknown situation. First thing you do tactically, you shoot first.
Yeah.
She got so lucky. That was such a stupid thing for her to do, but it worked out, I guess.
Oh, sorry, Doctor, you're dead now. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Doctor. No, there's two hearts. Yeah, sorry. Going back to the blankets, I like the detail. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but on the detail on the patient on the bed, it said the name, and then when the doctor did it, it said unknown. I don't know if anyone else saw that.
No.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, it said patient name and then unknown, which was what I thought was quite cool.
Yeah.
It would have been really poor if they said name Frank. I was like, oh, all right, that's his name, is it? Okay. But yeah, no, very good. I thought very, very cool little piece of tech. But yeah, no, she stupidly risks, even though she's a nurse. She went, I'll just let everyone die.
Yeah.
By turning the robot back on.
I like the robot.
Oh, yeah.
Polish.
Such a cool robot.
Yeah.
So, robots come and get her. She kind of does the only thing she can do, redeeming quality in my eyes, after doing that stupid thing, is, save these guys as your queen. I demand you save these guys and take me. To which they oblige.
Yeah, that was weird as well.
In what way?
Up until that point, they didn't give a fuck what she said.
I don't think...
robot.
Don't take me away. Yeah. Oh, I'm not your queen. Oh, but now
but
suddenly
I don't think I don't think she actually ordered them. I think it was like, "What are you doing? No, please, no." She never said, "I'm your queen. Do this." I think it depends on like with code, you have to be very specific on what you want the code to do. Otherwise, it's just not going to listen.
Yeah, maybe it's just the context.
Like, I could write a piece of code now saying,
or that because she agreed to get married, now suddenly they listen to her. Yeah,
could be. Yeah. Very specific parameters. I think maybe because she's on the planet as well, maybe they kind of think like she's accepted it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she kind of agrees to marry the AI. So the Doctor gets taken along. Obviously, being the historian, he's there to witness it. But they meet this massive AI, kind of massive head-looking thing. It says generator on the front of it. I thought that design was pretty cool. What did you guys think of it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely had a certain scary look about it as well.
It
The
was
wonky
like
eye.
one red.
Yeah.
Was the red one wonky or the green one wonky? I want to say the green one was
The-
wonky.
I think it was the red one.
I think the
and
red one
green
was.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Took me a
So
while to notice there was two different eyes.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Coloured
yeah,
one.
yeah. Sorry, man.
I was expecting it to be red because he's evil, and then I was like, hang on a minute, that's not red.
That's not the shade of red that I'm used to. For listeners who don't know, Danny is colorblind. So, it's kind of there's a dialogue between the massive robot and Belinda, and then it's revealed that the massive robot is in fact not AI, it's AL, short for Alan, the person that gave her the certificate in the first place. I think it might have been his mouth that opened up. His mouth opened up, and the guy looks absolutely cool. I really liked what they did to him. He was very. All I'm saying is, if I'm 13 or like even younger, that's scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, all the
Really
wires
cool.
Mm.
Like the skin was all like kind of like, I wouldn't say it was charred. It was just like red raw. It was really cool. He had like iron plates around it. For the audio listeners, think of a half-done Cyberman. It was kind of like that. Very cool.
Yeah.
And it's then we get the backstory that because of what she said on the aircraft, or sorry, the spaceship going towards the planet, they went back and got him, and he voluntarily decided he wanted to become part of the machine because of who he was as a person. He was very, I don't know the right word to describe it. He was how would you guys describe him?
Controlling, or he's just a bit weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
You
was.
just saw the whole thing as like a video game, but in real life, is what you said.
Yeah.
And then I think because he like is already a gamer, I suppose. They kind of suggested that he would be fine integrating with technology and. Yeah.
I have a question. When we see in the flashback about him becoming the AL, one of the guys that's there mentions we've never seen this technology before. Where'd they get the technology? He didn't know how to build that stuff. He's a gamer.
Yeah.
Like, where did they get this advanced 10 years ahead of their time technology?
Yeah, it was weird.
No, honestly, none of it makes sense.
No.
It just jumps around too much.
Yeah, so he kind of sits in this chair, connected to like some finger thing, similar to like blood or heartbeat sensors, kind of like leaves off the top of the fingers. And well, he just turns into that monstrosity. Well, not monstrosity, like machine man / AI thing. And he doesn't really like it, because I didn't notice this at first, but the Doctor points out that he was in fact crying out for help.
Yeah.
Did anybody else catch that? Because I didn't.
I didn't catch it at first. No. That's.
No.
Yeah.
Every
That was
ninth
very
word,
well
because
written.
yeah, every ninth word was him saying help, or stuff, or something
Pain.
like pain. That's it. Yeah. What about you, Phoebe? Did you catch it?
No. I needed it spelled out for me in that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
that
in
one,
that sense,
yeah. To be fair, I think everyone did on that one.
Yeah.
So the Doctor kind of helpfully points that out to us, and then it's like, oh, okay, so he does want to he made a mistake. I mean, I can understand that, but the guy's a bit of a dick. So, um,
Yeah.
so the L kind of says to him, "Become my bride, become AI as well, turn into what I am, rule with me," kind of thing. And she looks back at the Doctor, and the she kind of says to him, "I'm going to do it to save everyone." And the Doctor Al kind of mentions the document. I can't remember the exact word he used, but he mentions something in it, and it reminds the Doctor of the document. So, Polish comes round to the Doctor, and he puts the no, he doesn't. Sorry, he throws the certificate on the floor.
Yeah.
And Polish decides to clean it up, and then randomly just decides to go to the front of her again.
Yeah. With no command or direction, just
I think
just knows what it's doing.
Yeah, I think as the viewers, we're kind of to think, Polish kind of sentient enough to think that's what the Doctor wanted. I don't know.
Yeah. Just quite happily to have his back opened and a document taken out the bag.
Yeah.
And then it scuttles away again.
New term, rear-ended, isn't it? But yeah, no, the document kind of comes out and she holds it, and
that doesn't damage it either. Just scoops it up.
In fact, it's perfectly rolled up again.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah. He's rolled it up again.
Polish. So she kind of goes okay, steps up to the kind of throne where the guy is sitting, kind of command center, and touches the two documents together, and a massive implosion happened, or explosion. Sorry, well, I suppose it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
And the Doctor kind of saves her from it by just kind of running up to her and grabbing her and yanking her out, and takes the full front of the blast.
Yeah.
He kind of absorbs it all, which it can't have been that bad if he's not regenerating from it. I'll be honest with you.
He doesn't seem to care, actually. Yeah.
It doesn't suffer any damage. 0 damage.
Oh no, he has a bad back, bless him. He's like, ow, my back. Crunch.
Yeah.
I'm fine again.
I thought it was going to loop around with her using the X-ray thing again.
Oh, to save him.
Oh, one of your hearts has stopped, and then she can see it.
Oh, that would have been really good, because that would have been really good. Because you remember in the episode where the Doctor gets poisoned by cyanide with Donna, one of his hearts stops, and he doesn't immediately die. It's just he needs certain things to bring him back. So she could have. Oh, they missed a massive part there. They could have done that again.
Yeah, that'd have been good. And it would have looped back to her being a nurse, and and then he would have actually been injured.
Yeah, like the other L got destroyed, and the Doctor firmed it. Like, bit of AI in it. I get that he's a Time Lord, but Jesus, give him a headache at least. But no, he kind of shoves it off. He's like, right, cup of tea. Or something. Doesn't actually say that, but they kind of leave the world back to the rebels, and the rebels kind of rename the tower after the Doctor's friend, Sasha. That's when it becomes Sasha Towers, I believe it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Or was it the city was being called Sasha 55? I don't know.
No, I think it was just the tower, I believe.
Okay, yeah. Probably.
And then we're back on the TARDIS. It does the whole, every time there's a new companion, big on the outside thing. I kind of liked her reaction to the TARDIS. It wasn't overly done. I think it was kind of like what I would do, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is big. I liked it. It wasn't.
There's only so many different ways of doing it, and it's kind of hard to do it again without repeating it yourself. No, I thought it was nicely done. I guess it wasn't like too overly done, like you said. Like it wasn't a whole big thing.
I'm living for the day when someone turns and goes, "Nah, fuck off." It's out of nowhere. No, it was very good. And then they go through why the Doctor's there. He's seen her before. A picture of her previous time we've seen her comes up on the TARDIS wall. And then she kind of, I think she's maybe the first one that I can remember that puts the Doctor in check. She's like, "You took my DNA without asking. How dare you? You're dangerous." And the Doctor kind of backs down. He's like, "Yeah, no, you're right." Um, he does.
I suppose that's a bit of Donna. Donna was a bit like that.
I thought, yeah, no, yeah, no, she was actually, yeah, good point.
Yeah,
But yeah, it is nice to see like she's sort of someone who wants to stand up for herself. I think we're getting a sense of her character, and almost that's been overridden by the plot at times.
Yeah, it has a bit, yeah. She's very much do what's right, but then summons a bunch of unknown robots into a group of people that just shot at them. Anyway, she's she demands to go home. With obviously, the Doctor's not a kidnapper. He does try to. When I say try, the TARDIS doesn't, like it. Something, kind of bounces them out of March 25th, where he took her from. And he tries several times to kind of initialize the TARDIS to get closer to the world, only to find out after they go a different route, the long way round, as they like to put it again, that in fact they were right on the Earth, and it, from what I could make out, got blown to pieces because there's a flying Eiffel Tower and a London taxi just in space.
yeah.
So that was the Robot Revolution, episode 1 of season 2 for Shutigawa. What did you guys think of it out of 10?
Oh, I know. I said when we watched it, I said it was a 5.
Okay.
I might push it to a 6 now.
Okay.
It's not.
Any reason?
I feel like the story was rushed.
Okay.
And I don't think we got to know her as a character very well, really.
I would agree.
Yeah, and like I said, there was just like plot holes, and like it should have been a double episode, I think. But I can understand as a first episode that probably wouldn't be a great start to the season just to have a double episode. But I mean, you could just release them back to back. I think they did that with the first season, didn't they? The first 2 episodes were back to back.
Yeah.
So they could have done that again, but
Hey, I'm not complaining. I love Doctor Who.
Phoebe doesn't. Magic.
What about you, Phoebe? What did you give the first episode?
I'd probably agree with a 6. I did say to Dan yesterday that a 5 was a bit harsh, but I don't know. I've sort of it's a good setup. I'm waiting to see if they do what they kind of are setting out to do with it.
Yeah.
It's raising questions, which is good, and it's whether or not we'll like the answers to those questions and that sort of thing. But no, I think we'll slowly get to know her. I don't want to know too much about a character too soon. Like, I know that she's a nurse now. I know that she's fairly caring. Like, they haven't gone into a lot as to why she's a nurse, because sometimes you get the sub story of like, someone died and then I decided to become a nurse. I kind of, it's not anything like that, but where she just wanted to actually
wanted to help people. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
like
with
Martha,
you.
I suppose.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I would like it not to be built of tragedy.
But I don't know. I think we're getting to know her almost the same length that the Doctor's getting to know her. So I don't want to. I'm all right with not knowing too much about her yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm looking for the next one. So that's good enough for me at the moment.
Yeah. Like I said, it
Nice.
wasn't like a bad episode, but nothing great happened, and it wasn't like. I think a 6 is fair.
Yeah.
Fair. For me, see, I'm a bit of a biased person. I love Doctor Who in any shape or form.
What are you saying?
I'm gonna give it. I think. I liked I liked it, but I'm gonna give it a 7.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think 7. I think 7 is going to be a right score for me. I don't want to give it any higher because I think I haven't chatted to you guys. I think Danny, I like your point about it maybe being a double episode. That probably would have given it up to like an 8. And I also like what you said, Phoebe, about the fact that we haven't got too much to know about her. But I think it was very. It's just the plot holes for me now that I'm thinking about it. I don't. It was very back and forth, like, and it kind of seemed a bit too. It was rushed.
Yeah.
Like, it was a 45-minute episode, and in that 45 minutes, we were in Earth, then we're there, then we're back to Earth, then we're there, and then we're in space. So, it's just too much going on.
Yeah.
So I think 7 is about right for where I want to put it. To be fair.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I feel like Russell could have. The thing is, he had the time to do it as well. He had the time to like write this, you know, because he gave away the Christmas episode to Moffat again. And I feel like Moffat did a better episode. So
yeah.
No, that was good. I just wrote down our scores so we can check them. I guess I'll see you next week for the same.
Yeah,
do the same
and fun
next week.
fact, everybody, Phoebe is actually the composer of our jingle. So
Yeah. All of 5 notes. Took me ages.
yes, very good
Yeah.
though. Very good 5 notes.
We love them. Yeah.
But anyway, thanks
Easiest
for joining
commission.
us. Yeah, we paid her in podcasts for free, even though they're already free. But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. We will see you next week when it's Danny's turn.
Ooh, actually, yeah, it might be. See you next
Is
week.
it not your turn? I thought. Wait, what? I was so confused.
Well, we'll do something next week. Yeah.
All right.
All right. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
We're experts at this.
We're the best.
We're honestly. How we're not Joe Rogan right now, I don't know.